Alright, time to do the fuel pump. I'm going to try and drain whatever gas is left in the tank by using the old fuel pump. I'm going to try and use the pump to just pump the gas into this gas can. A little janky, but we'll see what happens. Also got the used Nistune ECU hooked up, so we'll see if that actually powers the fuel pump. So only got about a quarter gallon out of there. I don't know how much gas is in the tank, but this is taking way too long. I think I'm just gonna drop the tank with the gas in it. Alright, now the right rear wheel is off. We gotta get this little cover for the filler neck off. Looks like a couple 10mm and some spider webs. Also gotta pop this little ring off. I just used some channel locks in those little indentations. Was able to get it loose and it spins pretty easy. All right, we got a couple more 10mm right there and a couple 12s right there. Alright, so it looks like we got our two fuel lines, pressure and return, right there above the passenger side axle. Gonna have to disconnect those before we drop the tank. And then it also looks like the vent hose coming through right there over to here. Probably need to disconnect it up there at the filler neck to pull it all the way through.
Alright, I was able to spray these off a little bit. It's a little tight, but I was able to loosen this clamp. I say that now, it's not even spinning. There we go, I was able to loosen this clamp. Get that off. I'm not sure which one here is pressure and return. I do have all new clamps, so I'm not too worried about that. But maybe we'll just keep the left side hose on the left side and the right side on the right side. Let's see what happens if I pull this off if a lot of gas comes out. Just a little bit. That's cool. Let's see if I can get this clamp off. Yeah, that one spun a little bit easier than the other one. Get this off. Clamps off. Fuel line. Okay, let's see what's the best way. Okay, so this fuel line has the clamp still on it. So that is the left side line, driver's side line. And the one without the clamp is the passenger side line. That looks like a radiator clamp and not a fuel line clamp. Interesting. I guess this is the return line, maybe it doesn't matter. Alright, this might be a pressure line, so there might be some fuel coming out here. Alright, yeah, it's bleeding. Okay. There we go, yeah, pressure line, lots of gas. Let's see. Oh, I need a container or something. Alright, here we go. Gas everywhere. Alright. So that's gotta be the pressure line, right? So it's by itself, and the return, the vent line. I guess that's the vent line, I don't know what that is. Altogether. Maybe, I don't know. Let's see if we can drop the tank now.
Alright, so before we drop the tank, need to unplug some stuff.
Disconnect these connectors. Not nice and easy. the middle, black goes to the outside. I don't know if that matters, but can't put this through here. Alright, got that off, so this should fall out with no problem. Stuff it all down there and it'll be okay.
Also gonna grab this clamp on this vent hose for the filler neck and remove this vent. I can grab this. Alright, got that off. I don't know if that was supposed to come off there. Is it supposed to slide through here? Do I need to take this off? I don't know. Alright, I think I'm just gonna go ahead and loosen these bolts right here. 15s for the straps. Enough balls here. Alright, let's see if we can get it loose with this. Maybe not. This is... Oh. This is not good. What just happened? Did it round off? This has got to be a 14. Alright, let's try this again. Okay, nice and long, so we're just gonna... Oh, cross thread. There we go. Right there. And then let's see. Probably not gonna be able to see this other one. We're just gonna do some crazy shit right here. You just put this here. Maybe you'll see it, maybe you won't. Maybe I'll see it, maybe I won't. I can't see it. Where's the other? Oh, this is the other strap right here. Oh, nobody saw it. That's the other strap. Can you see that right there? So let's, oh, it's gonna be in my way of the, oh, damn it. Okay, so that goes, oh, it doesn't even fit up there. You gotta be kidding me. What am I gonna do? Okay, so that don't fit up there. Let's stop.
Okay, can't see because the light's in my eyes. Let's put this like that. So we take this down. Be sure to remember there's a ground right here. Everyone needs to make sure their differential is grounded. Over there. I don't know if there's anything connected over there. And off. Plenty of room now. Oh, nice and rounded. Broken knuckles, yes. Alright. Can't get this. There we go. Let's see what happens. Probably some jack if it falls on me. This nice jack here, holding the tank up with some blocks of wood. I'll let it down a little bit. Oh, there it goes. Oh, dirt everywhere. Nice. Okay, let's try again. Come on down. Nope. Where's all the dirt for you? Let's just take this out completely. I'm gonna leave it right there. Ooh, okay, doesn't feel that heavy, but I don't know how far we can come down without ripping all the fuel pump wires off. What happens if we just take this all the way out? Oh, we're not gonna take this completely out. Drop it, lose it. Okay, so can't reach anything up there. I wonder if I can reach my hand up top of them. This makes sense. Off. Maybe we can just take this. Okay. What happens if this comes off? Oh. Okay, so it looks like we're still resting on the bands on the tank on the jack. Let's come back here so you can watch me get crushed with the fuel tank from a safe distance. I don't know if y'all can see the thing. Let's just see. Come on down. Okay. Oh, we're hitting on the heat shield over there. Let me take the heat shield off. Okay. Well, I'm not sure. Let's put that over there.
Alright, not sure how much we're gonna see here, but I'm gonna try and get this bitch off. Oh. All right, got the fuel tank out. This little evap line was giving me some problems because of how long the tube goes over that little nipple. I ended up just taking this tube off, or this hose, I think it's the return hose, off here because I left the clamp on the other side and I couldn't pull it through the frame up in there. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but it's up in there. There's a little clamp and stuff. So I'm gonna scrub this off a little bit. Might even pressure wash it if I can get the pressure wash working, and crack this open and see where we're at. All right, got it all cleaned up. We'll see if we can pop this open.
Fuel pump goes. Out here, Doc. This came off pretty easy. Fuel pump.
We got the fuel pump out of the tank. Also finally got some submersible fuel line. Gates, submersible fuel line. I believe this is also a submersible fuel line for the fuel pump, but just from lining it up, it does not appear that it will fit. Looks like it'll have a little kink in it. And it doesn't really look like there's a lot of room to trim this fuel hose. So that's why I went ahead and got the just some cut to length stuff so I can get it just straight and the right length. So I'm gonna go ahead and take apart this fuel pump, remove the old pump, and see if we can clamp on the new one. I got some clamps, and I think I might try and reuse that little rubber thing if I can, but let's see what we can do. All right, so we got the old pump out. Actually got the new pump in. I reused these little rubber retainers for the, came from the old pump. I used it on the new pump just to try and cut down on vibration. Also, there's the little step in the 450 pump. So if you didn't use these, it would be, you know, clamped at kind of an angle on the fuel pump bracket here. So from what I can tell from the instructions, to connect this to the two wires coming out of the fuel pump flange, they supply in the kit another connector. So what I'm going to end up doing is just cutting these two old wires and just crimping them into this connector. I think that's what it requires. It says something about if you're gonna use E85, it has to be a sealed connection. I'm not really sure how that works with the exposed wires up here on the flange, but that's opposed to just like using some butt splice crimp connectors to just connect the wires. So I'm going to use this connector. Let me see if I can put it all together and make it work. We'll see what it looks like. The original wires cut and the insulation stripped a little bit. Just slid on these little seals. We will be using the female connectors because on the pump there are male connectors. So next is to crimp these together. Oh, look what I found, a better crimping tool. So this might actually work. So we've got the big tabs right here on the seal, little tabs on the wire. I believe we need to go which way? Like that, right? Maybe you start like this, get it to curve in. Not curving in, there it goes. Curved in, Probably can't see anything that's going on. I'm gonna flip them around. Try and...
Something like this. Crimp. 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 Alright, feels pretty tight. I'm gonna grab it with this one just to be sure. Little pliers. Okay, one more time right here. Alright, I think it's crimped pretty good. Just need to roll these tabs around the seal. Use the curved edge of the crimper. Ooh, it's close. Right there. Okay, I'm gonna call it close enough. Not real pretty. I don't know if that's even visible. So what do we need to do here? Let's go ahead and crimp this one on first. The other pin. Put that like that. I'm gonna use the round side first to try and bend those little tabs in. Crimp it a little bit, flip it around, and use the pointed side to push them down. Oops, into the wire. Bent it a little bit. Who knows if this will work or not. Oh, that don't look too good. No extra pins, so we might end up just crimping this on some butt splices. I don't know. Then flip it around. Point, get it in. Alright, so got 2 pins on.
So I believe black goes to black, and the red from the pump goes to the brown from the old flange. So let's see which way these go in. Okay, the other one. Okay, so the little top part goes in the top part. So this actually needs to turn upside down. Red to red. No, it's in the wrong side. Red to brown, black to black. So this needs to go on this side. Push it through, clicks in, got the seal on the back. Black one, push it in. Make sure it's upside down. Spin it 180. Clicked in, sealed. So now that looks like that. Nobody can see that. So now, if I bring the pump over here and connect these two, the little seal gets all messed up and red goes to brown, black goes to black. And I'll just set this up in here somehow. I think we also need to put this cover on here. I think it goes like this. Does it only go in one way? Yeah. So, put this on there. I guess that's just two, oh, I guess that holds the seals in, maybe? There we go. Connected. I hope that's the right way. Let's see if we can get an idea of how much fuel line to cut.
I made a little mark with a razor blade on there, so I know about where to tighten it, because there's a little bit of play up and down. So we'll just put it right there for now. Put one of these that's not going to work because it's flathead. Put this on here. Just get it snug so we can get a mark on this fuel line. Slide it through here, maybe get a better, more accurate measurement. I can't really tell. Let's see, I'm just going to take a razor blade. If we stretch this out, don't want any kinks, don't want it too short. Cut it too short, that'll be too bad, because I have to wait weeks for this. I always cut more off, so it's going to be hard with the razor blade. We'll just do it with the cutters. That should be close, so good. I hope this is long enough. Maybe a little longer. Oh! That looks perfect. Probably could have been a little longer, though. I'm going to dip this end in some soapy water. Spill the soapy water everywhere. Alright, put that up in there. Okay, nice. Some wire, hose. Oh, you know what I need? The hose clamp! Alright, let's put the hose clamp on. The line clamp. This slides on pretty easy with the soapy water. Can't see anything I'm doing because it's all behind there, but you know. So, put that in there. Nice. Put this up here. Going up all the way right there. Yeah. Got that. Let's tighten this as well. Maybe I'll put these wires back through there like that. Put them up here. Like that, run around there. Man, I think the fuel pump is getting close. Getting close. Put this back on. Put this last screw back on. Definitely looks a little crooked. There we go. Loosen it just a little bit. Still looks crooked. It doesn't have to be straight, does it? Put that on. See, these 8 millimeters? 10 millimeters. So there we go. It's going zippy zappy. Oh! Alright. Ah. Okay. I'm a little worried about this. I'd like to use a zip tie, maybe zip tie it right here or something. But I'm not sure about the structural integrity of the zip tie in presence of fuel. So we're going to use it anyway. It's just to hold the wires. Should be okay. Just keep them from running around maybe. I don't know. Sure. Shit, that looks like a fuel pump in there. Oh, wait on that damn line. Let's make sure everything's tight. Snug, and then snug. These are tight. Right here. Can't use that because 10mm. Need that 8mm. Alright. A little wobbly, but I think it'll hold. So we got the wires coming from the possibly fake Walbro 450 coming up here, red to brown, black to black through the, what do you call this? Sealed wire termination. And then it just goes like two exposed wires coming out the top. So it looks like the brown wire goes to the stripe. Okay. Now for the relay mod.
This Deatschwerks relay mod, got the relay and the harness and everything right here. So first thing I think I'm gonna do is run the power wire up to the battery. So let's see if we can pull out some interior stuff. All right, nice and dirty. The relay mod is right here. Power wire, I ended up taking out the back carpet, this little tray, and door seal trim. I just tucked the wire under here. You can see it right there. And under the carpet right there, all the way up. And this to an ECU, who knows if that's gonna work. And I'll see if I can find a hole in the firewall. All right, so we went under the passenger side door seal trim, came up right here. Got some extra wire, and we went in through this. Nobody can see that. Now right here, went under here, and went through this grommet. I was gonna try and go through the AC drain, but it wasn't big enough because Deatschwerks put the inline fuse in here, and it was a little difficult to get through the firewall. Let me make sure I didn't mess this up. All right, so we got positive for the fuel pump relay mod. That's gonna end up going right in there, nice and nasty. Probably gonna get a new one of these. But that's that for now. Let's go ahead and finish up the back. So now I got the fuel pump connected. It is working. I did want to test it out, but I want to try and get these, looks like metal shavings out of the gas tank. So let me see if I can figure out how to get those out. So not sure if it's metal or maybe it's paint from when I painted the car. Paint from when I painted the car or something, but I just kind of tipped the tank over on its side a little bit, just leaned it over on that block of wood, and I'm trying to just wipe out as much of that debris and stuff as I can. Maybe it's just dirt because I put this magnet down there and didn't really get a whole lot of stuff out of there, and there's still a fair amount in there. I think it's just like dirt and grime and stuff, so I'm gonna keep wiping. So I got the pump plugged in over there, plug's going through the gas tank, hole in the back in the hatch. I got a hose on there on the pressure side, just going to that can. Got everything hooked up, so I'm just gonna turn the key and oh, spray fuel everywhere apparently. Nice. But at least I know it works. Time for the relay mod, then we'll make sure that works. Okay, so I've got these two wire leads going in there. One goes to the blue wire coming out of the back of the fuel pump connector. The other one goes to one of the black ground wires coming out of the fuel pump connector. Now it is a ECU ground switched fuel pump, so that means the ECU supplies the ground to the fuel pump, and there's a constant 12 volts when the key is turned. So I was trying to determine which of these two black wires, ground wires, was the one that was responsible for being switched by the ECU. So I just connected all the leads, got the relay right here, and turning the key, when I connect to both of them, actually, they both click the relay. I don't know if you can hear the relay clicking as opposed to all the other dings. Right there. 1, 2, 3, right there. So I did connect to both of them, so both of those will switch the relay. So what I'm gonna do here is, this is the connector for the fuel pump right there. I'm going to just cut this ground wire right here after they both combine into one thicker gauge. Not sure what that's all about, but that way I'm still connected into both of them just like it was originally, OEM. and you just use this as the black wire with the white stripe as the 12-volt supply to the relay for the switch. All right, might be a little bit easier to see here. What I did is I cut the connector that came from the fuel pump sending unit. The positive wire is the black and white wire. The ground switched from the ECU is this one black wire that goes to both of these black wires, goes to both of these black wires in the body harness. Both of these black wires in the body harness are grounded by the ECU for the fuel pump. I'm not sure where they go or how that works, but I did get my I got some test leads out and tested it and made sure that both of them would trigger the relay. But what I decided to do is I'm just going to go ahead and use this pigtail off of this connector for the switched ground side, the black wire coming off the relay. The yellow wire will go to the positive of the pump, and the blue wire will go to this black and white wire, which is the 12-volt switch when you turn the key. And then we will ground the pump, the negative side of the pump, just to the chassis somewhere. So let me see if I can get all this connected. All right, so we have power from the battery, 12-volt positive, and switched ground. The only thing we need to do is supply power to the pump and then ground the negative side of the pump with some more wire. So that means putting the gas tank back in. I was thinking about getting a connector, quick connect for the ground and the positive wire since I cut the connector here, but I figured a 50-cent connector is easier to replace than spending more money on a dual connector to do all that and stuff, and so I didn't do it. We're just gonna cut the wires if I ever need to take the tank out again. All right, just to check and make sure everything worked with the relay mod installed, I did my whole janky setup here. We got power wire going to the black and white, ground going to the black, coming up here, power wire going to the yellow wire, going to the relay, black wire goes all the way to a ground right there. Probably not the best ground, but it does have good contact on the screw, and the screw has contact on the body. Obviously it's not making contact with that painted black metal, but it is enough to turn the fuel pump on. Everything's wired up, so I'm just gonna put the tank back in, and if we're running into any issues as far as pressure at the rail or at the regulator, maybe we'll look at finding a different ground or something like that. I did get a new O-ring, which is way too big. Great, so we will be reusing the old O-ring and hope that it seals. Well, okay, we got the pressure line and return line connected. They go out there, and everything else is ready. I'm gonna try and put the fuel tank back in, and then we'll just crimp those two the way I had them connected. All right, we're under the car on the passenger side, looking at the front up there, coming back. We got the pressure line on, return line on. I did go up in there and put the vent line on, little tiny 1/4-inch vent line for the tank. You can see it right there, and then the big vent line for filling up the gas from the gas cap. So now all I gotta do is tighten the straps down, put this little heat shield on, and the heat shield over the filler neck. All right, we'll run through the relay mod one more time since everything is now connected. We got the relay here. Red goes to battery positive. The black goes to the ECU ground switch that comes out of the connector. Went ahead and cut that fuel pump connector off, connected it, and it goes to the two black wires. Next wire is the yellow wire, crimped, goes to the black and white. This is positive to the fuel pump. Negative to the fuel pump comes out and goes to chassis ground. 1, 2, 3, 4 wires. Got everything put back in there. All the little covers, gas tank tight, lines tight, all underneath, vent lines. So now I'm gonna connect the battery one more time and see if I get fuel out the front. All right, we're on the pressure line up here in the engine bay. I did take the filter off. I was gonna replace it, but I think I'm just gonna try and run some gas through the lines with no filter just to see if there's any trash in there. We'll flush it out. So I got the battery connected, relay connected, fuel pump connected. So I'm gonna turn the key and hopefully fuel comes out into the can. Sounded like some came out. A little bit of fuel. Not a whole lot though.